Okay, I'm back in business. So as I was saying, if you want to do a week at a glance, then you'd have to do it this way with the two pages next to each other. And obviously when you're preparing all your pages in one go, it will go a lot faster than this. You know, you can punch a couple of pages, maybe even 3, I'd say, no problem at all. So we've got our spread. And now let's go back to our days. This is what I had Thursday already on here. You know, like I said, you'll make mistakes, but it doesn't matter. There are more important things to worry about than stamping the wrong thing on the wrong place, right? So we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's done, and Friday. And then here you could do either stamp Saturday and Sunday if you wanted to, or if you do have a weekend stamp, then you could do that as well. Let's see, like I've got this one, Hello Weekend. This one maybe I will do in color, just to make it stand out as well, because it's a weekend, you know, you should get excited. Who doesn't get excited about the weekend? So I'm still using archival ink, and then I'm going to put it at an angle like that, and that's it. So that's our days done. Then for the month, plenty of things you could do. I'm still going with the archival ink, or stays on, just because you just don't know what you're going to do later on. So on mine you saw I've used little flags like this, or like this one, and I think I'm going to keep that format for now. So I'm going to do, and when I say, you know, you shouldn't worry too much about how it looks, or if you make little mistakes, it's also because, you know, for instance, if I use this one, it goes over the hole, but I will live, I promise I will live with this horrible dilemma. So then I will turn my pages around, and then do basically stamp each one, not upside down. What am I doing? I actually stamped the side where there's no stamp on it. Put me in a straitjacket right now. So I just re-ink as I go, and then I just go into machine mode where I do all the pages in one go. And then it doesn't take too long. Now, if you wanted, you could also, if you prefer, you could certainly have the days on the left for there and the days on the right instead, and then the month in here, and it will look quite nice too. There's so many things you can do. It's really up to you. This is what the beauty of it is, that this is so customizable. And then let's do the month. What are we at now? We are still in October. So let's find October. Here I've got different fonts, but just to make it stand out from this one, I'm going to use the capital letters. So, okay, October, here we go. Now decide where you want to put the day of the week. Do you want it on top, at the bottom? You know, up to you. I'm going to put the numbers at the bottom, and then I'm going to put October in the center, so I can add a little something there. Again, I just re-ink as I go, so it still always looks quite neat. Okay, now let's find a little icon that would be nice to put on there. Could be anything. Let's see, this one got some funny faces. There's a little smiley face. Like I said, I use a different icon each month, just because why not? So I'm going to step my smiley face facing that. I can't even see what it looks like here. This way, I'll put it on top. Okay, so you could do that, a colored one. The impression's not super, but that would be fine. Again, no problem. It's not perfect. Okay. And then, now to write on this planner, I usually use just a thin white, a thin black marker. Let me show you which one is my favorite. So it's the Sharpie pen, and it's a fine point. Now I haven't had any problem just writing or sort of drawing and painting over this so far, but like I said, I don't use a ton of water. I make it quite undiluted, I guess. Now I'll just write my date here. So I don't even know what day of the week it is. I think it is the 20 something. 24th, let me check on my computer. Yes, 24th of October. And because today is a Thursday, then I would start here normally. But I'm going to start this spread for the week after. And that would then be the 31st of October. So we'll do October 31st. Let's just be before Halloween, isn't it? Now, in Australia, we don't normally celebrate Halloween because obviously, you know, my lovely American friends, that it's your tradition. But anything that can bring, you know, money for businesses is good to go. So these days, apparently, we celebrate Halloween as well. The shops are already full of Halloween stuff. It doesn't mean anything to us because it's not our tradition. So it does, you know, feel a little bit stupid to me, but what can you do? It is a fun tradition, that's for sure, and it's awesome for the kids, and I love everything about it, and I wish, you know, that we could do that too, but when it's done mostly for profit, for money, I just, you know, it sucks. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that one. Now, I've messed up because I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just showing you my pages. Obviously, this should have been December 1st and December 2nd. November 1st, November 2nd. I'm really just all over the shop today. But that gives you a rough idea of how I start and how easy it is. And then just to continue, these are just sample pages. Let's not worry about that. I will then decide on a little icon for my bullet points here. So I've got some numbers here, some little circles, some little squares, and also sometimes I use just little, as long as it's a small stamp, then you can find a lot of things that would work. Even the little bone turned sideways would work. And then on how many, it really depends on what you normally do. If you don't have a lot going on, you know, you don't even have to put the little bullet points. If you have lots, then put lots. So let's do, and also I use, these ones would be perfect as well for that little arrows, or I can just use these ones. So this is a bit long to use the whole thing, and I don't have that many things every day to do. Sometimes I have more on one than the other. So if, for instance, on Monday I had nothing, but on Tuesday I had 15 things to do, then I would just write things on there as well and just overtake that whole section. It's, like I said, it's completely customizable this way. So I'll just choose a little icon. Let's say this little star would be fine. And again, I just go back to my ink pad. This time I don't re-ink each time, because I try to do this fairly quickly, but maybe every second time. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That will do. Then 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2. Depends on how wet the ink pad is, I suppose. But this you can do quite fast. So I'll do that side. Then I'll do my other page in the same way. 1, 2, 3. There's a hole here, but that's okay. I'll just go over. 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, so it just looks pretty basically, and lined up, because I do like things to be, you know, a little bit lined up. Weekend I just leave wide open because, you know, who knows what's going to happen then. So that's the gist of it basically. After that, So when I've got all my pages prepared, all my days are stamped, all my little icons are stamped, I've written all the correct numbers, and preferably also all the correct months, then I can go back in and either pre-color some of it if I want, or I just leave it blank like that and then I do it during the day, or I just, you know, or at night watching TV. It's really up to you. Most of the time I will just do a bit of coloring around the days and these little banners, and then I'll just leave things alone after that. So let me find my crayons. So crayons, I love my Neo colors. This was a little treat for my birthday. And then one day I knocked the box over, so all the crayons, which were in a beautiful rainbow order, got all mixed up. I didn't have to hard to put them all back in the way they came in, so I'll leave it like that. Again, not a big deal. So then for something like this, I would just grab, it depends what I feel like. I could do all the days in one color, I could do them all in rainbow colors. It depends, so whatever you feel like. I'm gonna try to do different ones for each day. So all I do is a little squiggle like this, and then I go and color in one of the boxes for the month. And as you can see, I don't go all the way to the edges. I just lay a little bit of color on there, just so I can come in later on and then put a bit of water. Tuesday, I'll do this one here. Doesn't have to be precise at all, and I don't press very hard at all either. These crayons are very pigmented, so they don't need a lot of color, or they don't need a lot of pigment added to your surface. Which other color? Maybe some orange. So squiggle here, a little bit of, let's move these. A bit of red on here. And then maybe a little bit of blue. Let's go with this one. Bit of blue here. So normally I'd have all my numbers on here, but you know, you get the idea. Then I come back in with my water brush. And all I do is just add a little bit of water here like that. I don't even wash my brush anymore in between. It just mixes the color together. And then here, so like I said, try not to put too much water. This is a little bit watery, but that's okay. Just to avoid having the paper buckle too much. But 200 GSM is a really good paperweight. You could do that with watercolors as well. I've done this with pencil. It takes it a bit longer, but then again, it's a bit of a meditation when you do this. Don't worry if the you can still see marks. It's okay, and it doesn't have to be all perfect. You want this to be something fun and ready to go, and something that doesn't take too long to make as well. So these will be my pages. The water will dry. If you want to speed it up, then just put your paper towel on top. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Usually this is the basics for my week spread. Then after that, when I've got all my pages done and colored in, then I'll go back in and then add things like birthdays coming up. I can use a stamp, or I will just handwrite it, or things that I have to do. So if I know what I need to do for tomorrow Friday, then I will just handwrite what I need to do there. And then that's all there is to it. So that gives you the basics. Now I'm going to prepare the pages for starting from tomorrow. So that will be for me Friday 25th of October. You will see this video a bit later than that when I upload it, but I'll start with that, and then the weeks ahead, so for November, and then I'll see how far I go. So let's get started. So these, like I said, they're the sample pages, so I will start from scratch. And you know, as I go along, I might do different things, different icons, different colors, who knows. We'll see how we go. I'm going to keep it simple because the main goal is to have some pages ready and to start using this format of planner again. Remember that I kind of stopped things completely, and that's a little bit sad, so hopefully this will get me started again. Okay, let's get to it. So I've done enough to get me going until the end of December, and I've only done the coloring on the month of November just to show you, you know, how I do things. And you can see I messed up there as well. Anyway, just to give you an idea of what I do, I'll do the rest of the coloring later on off camera. Now, a couple of tips. So because I do one box for Saturday and Sunday, what I do is I write the date for both on here, so 26th and 27th. Now that makes it really easy to make a mistake when you're just on a roll writing down the numbers on your pages here, you know. So if you go like 14, 15, 16, it's easy to put 16th there and then go 17th, and then your whole order is messed up. So I've done that many times, but anyway, like I said, this is not meant to be perfect, so it doesn't matter if there's mistakes here and there. Makes it more human, I suppose. Okay, so once I've done that, what I will do is put my little clear eyelets over all the holes of the pages. Clear or colored or white, it doesn't matter. At the moment I'm using the clear ones, so that's why I put them at the end. It doesn't really matter if you put them first. There's no right or wrong order. You just do whatever works for you. And then what I do is I go back through the pages and then I write things that I want to remember about, things I need to do, or you know, birthdays or something like that. So I'll go through my little planner stamps like these and these, One that I like to use a lot is this little typewriter. First of all, because it's cute, and because it's so cute, I just use that as an excuse to use it to remind myself to send out newsletters. So I don't type them on a typewriter anymore, but that's close enough to a computer. So I use those. I just put them down on the days that I need to send it out. And then I'll just, you know, if I go away somewhere or the shop is closed for a holiday, when I say shop, I'm talking about my store, the mixed media store. What I'll do is that I will put washi tape across the lines. Actually, we are going to be closed for a few days for my husband's birthday. So let's see. That is for actually this week of November. So I'm going to do that right now and I'll show you what I do. So I just pick a pretty roll of washi tape that I like, and then let's say this one's really pretty, and what I do is I just block that off like so, the whole length, and then I use a straight edge all the way to the edge of that banner just to rip it off. And I do that for each day, each day that we are going to be away. I think this roll is a little bit messed up, so I'm just gonna put that on. I'll just grab another one. Don't have the same one, but anyway, anything else will do, doesn't matter. So yeah, just do that, just block that off and just tear it up. Do the same here. Again, doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight or anything like that, it's all good. So I'll block off that week, and then that way when I'm flicking through my pages looking for something ahead of time, then I will see that this whole page, this whole spread has got washi tape on there, and that will remind me that means holiday. Yippee! So there you go, my friends. I think that's a good introduction of how I do my planner. I hope it's giving you some ideas. And what's wrong with this tape as well? I think there's a few of my washi tapes that are not happy anymore. Maybe they are too old, or maybe I just tore it the wrong way or something. What's going on here? That is really strange. Well, let's get another one. I think I was trying to actually use my old ones right now for that purpose, but I think maybe they are too old and they're starting to stick together. So we'll do this last one, like so. I mean, you could also write something, you know, just whatever. Do whatever works for you. You know, this is what is good for my own needs, and I'll cut these off later on. Anyway, here we go. Now, next step is to bind these together and make some covers. I haven't got anything ready just yet, but obviously, you know, I showed you, let's go back to the one I've sort of finished. Well, I finished it. It's finished only because I really cannot put any more paper pages on these ring binders. I can't, even then that's a bit too much, and you don't have to do it this thick, obviously. But what I do is obviously I don't start with big rings like this. I just get smaller ones, and then I just keep adding a few months to my binder, and then let's say when I get to January, then I will take October and November out and put them on another set of ring binders. And then when I get to say March, April, then I will take out all of December, January, February, and so on. So I only put them like this all together once I'm done. And that could be a year, it could be 6 months, it could be less than that, depending on how much stuff you put in there. So yeah, this is where I'm at for now. This has given you lots of inspiration and ideas, and also showed you that you don't have to stick to something that is ready-made, although obviously this is much faster and very convenient and also beautiful, no doubt, but somehow maybe it is just too perfect and the reason why I'm not using it. But anyway, this gives you another option, something a lot more personal, a lot more handmade, a lot more customizable, and something that you can keep forever because all your memories are in there. One other thing I was going to just show you as well is that when I'm doing, adding all my work tasks in there and I'm done with them, I actually use my crayons to go over each one as I finish them. So you know how you normally have a bullet list and you just tick them off. When I've got a list of things to do here, I want to see basically coloring over them means it's done. So I do that during the day and I keep my crayons nearby on my desk. It doesn't have to be, the whole box. Maybe a couple of colors is enough. And I just, as soon as I'm done, I just color over and just use my water brush to just dilute the pigments. And that's kind of a mini moment for me to kind of reset and just go, okay, phew, it's finished. I'm just doing this coloring and then I can move on to whatever next is on my list. So it's a process. It's a bit hard to explain, but it works well for me. And I think as a creative person, if you're watching this, it's something that you could maybe benefit from as well. I hope anyway. But anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing on now, and I'm going to leave you with a big thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. This was extra long, so thank you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Just like the video and subscribe, and of course leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you and what you think and how you work with your planner, if you have one. And if not, are you feeling inspired now by what I've showed you? If you're watching this on my website, same thing. Just leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and just come and say hi. All right, guys, I'll stop blabbing on. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.